Portions of the following program may have been pre-recorded.
The following program's views, claims, or ideas may not reflect those of WSRR Radio or StylesRebelRadio.com.
In the Steel City, where the rivers align, Lucas and Dom crossing the battle line. Weekday mornings, it's a sportscast scene behind enemy lines in the heart of the dream. Every play discussed, every game analyzed. Cleveland's pride seen through Pittsburgh eyes. Behind enemy lines, where the passion ignites. Cleveland and Pittsburgh battling in sights. Lucas and Dom rise with the sun. Every morning at 10, let the games be fun. Tune into the waves, feel the thrill unfold. Behind enemy lines, stories to be told.
Welcome back to Behind Enemy Lines, your Cleveland sports talk show from Pittsburgh, right here on WSRR Radio, nationally local, meaning we play your local bands on a national stage, coast to coast, which is also where we play Behind Enemy Lines, right here on WSRR Radio. It is 10 o'clock on Friday morning on your drive into work, getting ready for the weekend, as we are also getting ready for the weekend and week 7 of the NFL schedule, right? It's week 7. I always forget.
Yeah.
At this stage, I keep forgetting what week it is. People are on buys. They got different game totals. But
We're moving right through.
that's right.
Already,
That's right.
like,
We are
what, a
moving.
third of the way through?
I know. It's
whole
crazy
season?
to see how quickly it seems like your team is still deciding who they are, and it's like, oh, we actually only have however many games left.
Yeah, between now and I'd say week 9, this is when you're really going to start to figure it out. Who are the contenders? Who are the pretenders? So I think this is where it's still really interesting in
Yep.
the NFL season.
League's really heating up where teams are starting to separate themselves. I'm Lucas Durazio, joined as always by Dom Farrow here on the North Shore of Pittsburgh. We are recording on October 16th, Thursday at about 12:30 p.m. Dom here gearing up for the Thursday night matchup between the Steelers and the Bengals with their new quarterback, Joe Flacco.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Steelers coming off of a win over the Browns, of course. Bengals coming off of a loss where Joe Flacco showed a little bit of signs of life. Looked like the change of scenery maybe was better for him. I mean, it obviously helps when you're throwing to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins instead of Jerry Jeudy and Isaiah
sure.
Bond. But I think that this could be an interesting one tonight. We don't want to talk about it too much because then we're going to sound stupid because this
Yeah.
comes out after it comes out. But, Dom, you're liking the over for this one at 42.5, correct?
Yeah, I think it got moved to 44.5 closer to the game time. But yeah, I think that's like the lock for me. I can't go really strongly one way or another as far as spread or even money line. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried about Joe Flacco. Like you said, he's going to get it to the receivers. It's just got to be a way, got to find a way for the offense to cook a little more than the Bengals. So offense is going to be a premium in this game. So over 44.5, I like a lot. And I'm going to put that already in the BELA. We can add that in the first segment.
All right, you're throwing that in there.
Add that
Again,
to the ticket.
I don't want to talk too much about this game because, again, this episode comes out after it's played, but it just doesn't feel like this is one that the Steelers lose. I think there's some teams that, get put in these primetime situations against teams that they're better than, and then they don't, maybe play to their full potential. We saw it with the Bills against the Patriots. We saw it with the Bills against the Falcons as well.
And yeah.
We saw it with the Eagles against the Giants. Two teams that were, undefeated. They were 4-0. And now the Bills have lost 2 in a row, and the Eagles lose to their divisional rivals on Thursday night to the Giants, who, they're figuring things out in East Rutherford.
Yeah.
The Big Blue's looking like a place to be now. It looks like it's a fun spot.
I'm not jumping on that just yet.
I
I'm not
wouldn't
fully
either.
there because it reminds me of that Giants team from 2016. I mean, that ended in a heartbeat. It was a fun team for a year or two with Odell Beckham, but it ends quick. And that's how I feel like it's going to be with this Giants team. Just going back to Thursday night real quick, because you said, this is a game the Steelers don't lose. Mike Tomlin has a 2-8 record on the road on Thursday night football games in the last decade. He's 0-8.
Maybe I was totally wrong then.
0-8 in divisional games on Thursday night football games in his career. 1-5 in his last 6 games on Thursday night
Yeah,
football.
maybe I'm
He's just
tripping,
not
'cause now that I
Thursday
think
guy.
about it, they lost on Thursday night against in Cleveland last year.
Yeah.
In the Snow Bowl,
Yep.
of course, that changes things. But I just feel like, yeah, maybe I'm totally off base here, but I don't know. I think that Tomlin will get them right. And now that you say that, maybe history does side with the Bengals a little bit more. But again, it's tough. They've got a guy who's been there for a week and a half pretty much at quarterback, and he's 41 years old.
Yeah. I say take those numbers and shove them. Steelers
Yeah.
by a mil.
All right.
We're rolling. Steelers Nation is hot right now.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I think they're
What
in a
is-
great position.
What's the earliest you could see the Steelers securing the AFC North?
I don't know.
Week
I mean,
11, week 12. I mean,
yeah, I
we're
can see
we're
that. It
rolling.
depends. It depends what happens when Lamar comes back, because
Yeah.
I think
You
that
could rattle off
the
some names.
Ravens, you can't really count them out, especially in a division where it's going to be a 2-horse race. The Bengals without Joe Burrow, maybe I should, watch what I'm saying. I don't want to doubt Flacco. Maybe he'll turn
Yeah.
something around. Something will click tonight and then move forward. The Browns are pretty obviously out. It's a sad state of affairs in Northeast Ohio.
Gabriel looked good, though. We'll talk about that game.
Yeah, we'll get into that a little bit. He looked all right. I think there was. You want to get into that now, or you
Yeah,
want to wait?
let's just jump into it.
I think he's been okay in terms of taking care of the ball, but there was also a lot. I finished up a round of golf at like 1:15 on Sunday, and then I listened to the whole first quarter on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
And first off, it sounds like a lot of drops. There was like 3 or 4 different times where Gabriel threw to a receiver and they weren't looking.
Yeah.
And like he hit him in the head or he hit him in the back. And it's like, all right, come on. The team is just not on the same page. Again, no turnovers for him, no picks, but there were a good amount of times that it was in Steelers' hands and they dropped it.
Yeah.
I saw a TikTok of like, they do, this guy every week does the 8 worst throws of the week. And usually all 8 of them are Tua, but this week it was all 8 of them were Dylan Gabriel.
I
And
did
was
see
like,
that.
Come on, give him a little bit of like a break. The one he said was a bad throw when he threw it at the receiver that wasn't looking and hit him in the helmet. I was
Yeah,
like, that's not
that's
his
not his
fault at
fault.
all. I didn't
Whatever.
think they gave him a fair shake on that. But
I mean, and a lot of those throws, he was getting bodied. Like,
Yeah.
he was getting, like, hit a lot during
Yeah.
that game. I want to say he got hit over 10 times
mhm.
in that game. That just can't happen. And I was really impressed the way he was able to, like, step up in the pocket, make an accurate throw while getting hit. I think that's a really promising sign.
Yeah, I just don't like the fact that he had to be in the pocket so much. Like, the Steelers have a really good defense. They have T.J. Watt. They have Herbig and Hightower and
Highsmith, yeah.
Highsmith. Excuse me. They have like good pass rushers. Hayward in the middle as well too. Like, and they weren't rolling him out at all. Like, he's a 5'10" rookie
Yeah.
who's on the road in his second start. Like, maybe give him a little bit more of a chance to roll out and hit some guys, not be in the pocket the entire time. He felt rushed the entire time. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
he
they
was
were
hitting
throwing.
checkdowns more than when there were some chances to take downfield shots.
Yeah. Yeah, I
he
don't
just seemed
think
frantic.
I don't really remember any like shot that they took
No.
on offense, which isn't his fault. I don't think it could be play calling.
I mean, like I said, there were. I've seen some film of a couple times where there was a guy up the sidelines and he takes a check down, and he's got to read. On the radio, they were saying how he should be reading top down, reading to the shots first, and then coming down to the other things. And I think that maybe he's just not comfortable doing that yet. And again, it's hard to be comfortable when you don't have elite receivers.
Yeah.
And you are a rookie who your offensive line is banged up and doesn't look great, and you're playing on the road in a really tough environment in a divisional opponent and things like that.
I mean,
Um,
as a Steelers fan, watching it in person, it was frustrating watching the Browns' offense, not because of them struggling, but because of them finding ways where receivers would be open in the middle of the field. Like, it wouldn't be big shots, but they'd find ways on third down. I mean, Dylan Gabriel threw the ball 52 times in this game.
Yeah.
Second game in his career,
He's thrown the ball
asking a lot.
over 80 times in his first 2 starts.
Yeah, that's just never good.
Yeah.
Just not giving him much of a shot.
Most of the conversation right now with my one, Cleveland group message is whether or not it's Stefanski's time to go.
Yeah, I've been hearing that.
I'm torn on it because I don't love blaming him when the personnel isn't good. Like I said, we don't really have good receivers. Our offensive line is aging, and both of our tackles are pretty bad, to be honest. I don't love blaming the coach entirely, but it seems very uncreative when he's heralded as a offensive coach, an offensive-minded coach. Some would even say guru when he came in as the Browns head coach. It doesn't look like there's anything original or fun or like anything being schemed up on this offense.
Yeah, I agree. Nothing really like stood out to me. I texted you during the game, like I feel like I've watched the Browns run the same play 20 times.
Mm-hmm.
It's not very original, and throwing the ball a ton. I will say, like, the Steelers' defense, there's been times where they've been disappointing this year, but on moments when, like, that it's a passing down, you feel really good about that team or about that defense.
I mean, they've got a 6 and a 7-time Pro Bowler, 6-7, a 6-time Pro Bowler and a 7-time Pro Bowler on each side. Of course, they're aging in Ramsey and Slay. But
yeah, Ramsey looked awesome, by the way.
Ramsey's looked
had
great.
2 sacks. First time in his career he had 2 sacks, which was just awesome. He had 1 sack where he got up and I swear he was looking right at Shedeur Sanders.
That's what people were saying. He pointed right at Shedeur.
And I was far away. I was at the game. I was far away, but I swear he was like, "I'm better than your daddy," something like that.
You think that's what he said?
That's what I thought.
Wow. Okay. I thought he was just saying they should put you in maybe or something like that.
Maybe. But I just got some an update on Twitter about the Browns and their next game. It could have 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts in that game.
Yep.
So Dillon Gabriel throwing 50 times in the game won't be able to be the play.
Judkins is going to get 30 carries. That's probably
he didn't look great in the pass game. But Steelers defense, the run game has been getting better. So I'm not saying that's against Judkins.
No, I don't think so either. And it is tough because, again, like they've seen that Judkins is, a legit RB1 and they've got to stop him. And that's really where any offense on this team has come from all year, has been when Judkins has gotten going. Like he looked good in London against the Vikings. He looked good at home against the Packers. They don't win that game unless he bursts 2 or 3 runs that he had that were big chunk plays.
Yeah, you got to get him going.
Yeah, I think I don't think it's unheard of or wild to say that he was the Steelers' focal point on defense was to stop the run game and then make Dillon Gabriel throw.
Yeah, make him check down to Fannin.
Uh-huh.
That was the game plan, and it worked.
There was just so many drops. Just a really sad state of affairs. Looking forward to this week.
Judy isn't good.
No, Judy's terrible.
Yeah.
He's looked god-awful.
He's not good.
Looking forward to this week. They play the Dolphins. This is one of their few chances to get a win the rest of the year. They play the Titans later in the year. I think they play the Jets as well. Dolphins, Jets, and Titans are 3 of the probably bottom 6, 7 teams in the league.
I love that. Listen, we're young. We're young. 6'7", right? 6'7".
Come on, we're not unk. Who said we're unk? These are the bottom quarter of teams in the league. They should be able to compete in these games. I wouldn't touch the money line on this because I still don't think the Browns are going to win. But this should be a chance to at least show something.
Yeah, the defense is going to need to step up in this game, and that's why I do like the Browns in this one. The Dolphins' defense is weak. It's one of the worst, and their offense really hasn't shown many signs of life this year, especially since Tyreek's been injured.
Yeah, I'd like to see Achan's numbers for total yards because what his line is at, because I would not doubt that he'll probably have a huge day.
Yeah, that would be interesting for sure. What I think is interesting, just looking at like season numbers for Achane, he only has 7 more yards than Judkins does. Judkins missed that first game.
Yeah, they use him a lot in the passing game though as well.
That's true.
They have him like running fade routes on the goal line, which is crazy for a guy who's under 6 foot like Achane, but he still makes it work somehow.
It's true.
He has been spectacular.
He has been solid, been scoring a lot. But I do think the the Browns defense will be successful in this game, and I think it'll be how they win this one. They're going to keep on the ground with Judkins. They're not going to let the Dolphins do much on offense. I like the Dolphins here a lot. I even like the spread. I think it's
You
right
like the
now
Dolphins or the
-2.5.
Browns? You just switched your take.
I said Browns,
You said Dolphins at the
but
end.
I
but
meant
all right.
Browns. It's all about defense, and the defense that's better in this one is the Browns. So it's all Cleveland.
2 1-5 teams. No one who's not from Cleveland or Miami will be watching this game. And I don't even know if I'll watch it, to be honest. Like I
Might
feel
not
like I
be
will.
available.
I have to watch it every week and at least see a little bit, but it's going to be tough to sit through the entire thing. It's already draft conversation in Cleveland, in all honesty. And I think that the biggest question moving into the 2026 season will be whether or not Stefanski's the head coach.
Yeah.
Um,
And what like if you guys had the first overall pick, who would it be?
That's the thing. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about this upcoming draft. I kind of don't want them to have the first overall pick. I want them to have like a top 5-10 pick and take Carnell Tate out of Ohio State and have a legitimate wide receiver one.
Yeah.
Because I do think that Carnell Tate is going to be like a Buka is next year. I don't know if I might have said that last week, but I do think that that's where they need to go. They need an offensive weapon. We're seeing more and more teams do that where it's like they don't have great pieces everywhere else, but they take a receiver, they make an immediate impact, and they make the team fun and exciting, just like this show, fun and exciting.
That's
So
right.
stick with us through the break right here on WSR Radio. This is Behind Enemy Lines.
What's the difference between the shirt you're currently wearing and the one that I am? Well, both do their job of concealing us from the outside world and social boundaries. But one little black swoosh makes yours cost nearly double. That red rectangle may not change how warm you are, but it certainly changes the price tag. The truth is, nobody cares about the details. Get to the point with GenericClothes.com. Have a laugh at the big brand clothing company's expense with shirts that simply say sports team, political statement, music band, and more. A shirt for any occasion and the perfect gift. GenericClothes.com.
Hi, this is Melissa,
And hey, it's Matt.
coming at you from Synergy Music Studio.
We are a recording and production studio located on the south side near Chicago.
Check us out online at synergymusicstudio.com. We offer recording, mixing, and mastering.
And follow us on Instagram at Synergy Music Studio. Rock hard.
We are back here on WSRR Radio. This is Behind Enemy Lines, brought to you by Hellbender Vinyl. Hellbender is Pittsburgh's first and only custom vinyl record pressing plant. One of America's most trusted record pressing plants, perfect for local and independent artists, just like the ones we play here at WSRR Radio, who want to make their album release to the next level. Don't settle for a bunch of ones and zeros floating around the internet. Have a physical album release with Hellbender Vinyl. Check them out at hellbendervinyl.com. Hellbent on quality, hellbent on service, hellbendervinyl.com. Dom, we are moving into week whatever it is of the NFL season.
Big 6-7.
Week, the second number of 6-7. Week 7 of the NFL season. We've made a Behind Enemy Lines parlay the last 2 weeks. First week did not have much success with our
1 of 4.
touchdown scorers. Last week, the Cowboys screwed us against the
Big
Panthers. We were screwed out of a couple. I think it was a $10 bet for $50 payout. It was not looking great. You have a new
Basically, the machine is out to destroy us.
Yeah.
We're out to destroy them right back. So we're back with another parlay this week.
That's right. Dom, you already had one cooked up. Now,
I
this does
did.
include, part of it includes the Thursday night game.
I did
so this
cook something
will,
up, but Lucas wasn't feeling it.
I wasn't loving
He wasn't
it. to be
loving it,
honest.
so we
I
might have to
wasn't
start
loving
from fresh. I'll tell the people what I got. This is a little bonus one, but we got the board in front of us. We'll cook up a fresh one we all love. But here's what I was feeling when I first looked at the board post
Give it to
Monday
me.
night. I looked at the board for week 7. I said, man, this is looking very clear. Here's what I'm seeing. Like I said in our first segment today, over 42.5 points for Steelers and Bengals. I think that's moved to 44.5. I still hammer that. Browns money line versus the Dolphins. Like I said, defense rules, defense
loving that
wins.
either.
It's a home game for the Browns as well, so that's another reason why I love that. Third leg here, Raiders plus 11.5 versus the Chiefs. How many teams have the Chiefs
Line's at
beaten?
12.5 now.
It's got moved. That's right. Even better. We'll take that 12.5. How many teams have the Chiefs beaten by that many points this year? I don't know if they've beaten one.
Yeah, and it's a divisional game. I think that I don't hate that one. That was probably my favorite one in there.
Raiders getting a little better each week. I like a Genty touchdown too, but that's not in this one. The last leg is Packers money line versus the Cardinals. They're pretty big favorites here, minus 310. So this is a little sweetener, I'd say. They are going to Arizona, so keep that in mind. But from what I've seen, the Cardinals are not a very good team. The Packers are a good team that beats bad teams. I don't know if they beat great teams, but they
lost to the Browns. I don't know if they beat bad teams.
I think the Browns are a good team.
And then they tied with. Well, all right. Now you're just glazing me. You're just saying what I want to hear.
They're still begging for a cash out right now. The lines are moving in my favor. I like the Packers here. Packers, honestly, even though it's the one that's the most favored, it's the one that scares me the most.
Yeah,
out of all these.
I wouldn't doubt that one's the one that ruins it. I think the Cardinals have some good stuff going. I don't think that they're a team to be totally slept on, to be honest.
So what are you seeing on this board?
What
are
I'm
you
liking
loving?
on this board, first off, is the Patriots over the Titans. The spread is at 6.5, and I kind of want to take that for the Patriots. I think that they're rolling right now. They beat the Saints last week. They beat the Bills 2 weeks before that. They're on a little bit of a roll right now. And then they play the Browns next week too. Like, I fully believe in their 6-game win streak that's coming here. It is on the road in Tennessee, but I don't think that'll be an issue for them. I think Vrabel's going to return to Tennessee and get a win over his former team. I would take the money line there to be safe.
Yeah.
I'm also liking the Bears money line coming off of a big win on Monday night against a divisional rival in the Commanders. What?
They aren't in the same
Sorry,
division.
not divisional rival.
But the
they've
rookie
got
class,
history.
yeah, there's some lore between Caleb
They've
and
got
Jaden.
history now, especially after last year with the Fail Mary, where the Commanders threw up the touchdown at the very last second, where the Bears were already celebrating on the field. That was a big bounce back win for them. I think Ben Johnson's settling in a little bit more.
I even like the spread, minus 5.5.
I like that as well, actually. The Saints still look terrible. I think Ben Johnson's settled in more. I think Caleb Williams looks good. I think this team looked gritty. I think like the fact that they got a fumble at the end, even though I know it was a mishandled handoff from the Commanders, from Jaden Daniels to Krosky Merritt, Big Bill. They made it. They found a way to make it happen and make a game-winning field goal with Jake Moody, who was cut from the Niners not too long ago. Big bounce back for him. He was 4 for 5 on the night too from field goal or on his field goals.
Yeah,
one was blocked. By the way, going to that Monday night game, Troy Aikman and Joe Buck, who again I've said before that I don't like Joe Buck and they're not my favorite broadcast team.
Yeah,
they hate the Bears. They especially hate Caleb Williams.
Yeah,
but they really don't like the Bears.
No, you can tell. They've got some disdain.
They really do not like him.
I think more Troy than Buck.
Yeah.
I think Buck kind of calls it straight.
I think Buck always has a air of arrogance to him. Every time he talks, and like he's kind of a guy who like reminds me of like sometimes how Stephen A. Smith is. And again, I think this is a take I've said before on the show, but like he thinks he's the show. Like he thinks like people are coming to listen to him. Like at least that's how I kind of like get from him. And like he's the professional, and like he knows more than like the guys on the field do. And I'm like, dude, like, I don't know. It's like, you're not cool.
Yeah.
It is cool, like, to me to be the play-by-play guy, but like the guys on the field are cooler than you.
Yeah.
Like they are professional athletes who are elite at what they're doing. Like
100%.
Shut the hell up.
I think he does overdo it sometimes.
Yeah. I think Aikman gets a little bit of a pass because like he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback multiple times. Like
White Jay-Z.
Yeah, White Jay-Z. He does look like White Jay-Z.
He gets respect for that.
Yeah.
He gets a pass for that, of course.
But what pass? What kind of pass does he get for that?
He gets a pass for being not doing the most.
Okay, I thought you were going to say he gets a different type of pass. I was about to say, take it easy over there.
He's White Jay-Z.
Yeah, okay.
He's not Jay-Z.
Yeah, he gets the cracker pass. But I don't know. I can't stand Joe Buck. DeAndre Swift looked really good, by the way, for the
Just
Bears.
going right back to DeAndre.
I love
right
him.
back to the Bears.
I love DeAndre Swift now. I'm trying to trade for him in fantasy. He looked like the best player on this offense.
No,
He looked really, really good.
I've always been a fan of DeAndre Swift. I never understood why he couldn't stick somewhere.
Yeah,
he
me
looked
neither.
good with the Lions. They were like, nah. But they found Jahmyr Gibbs, so it worked out. And then the Eagles, they found Saquon, it works out.
Yeah,
I think the Bears, he's not going to play another year with the Bears.
really? You think they'll draft someone
Probably,
too, or
I
get
mean-
someone else in there?
From the mock drafts I was looking at, Jeremiah Love to the Bears.
Oh,
That's a big one,
okay.
which I like for them.
That'd be an interesting one. I don't hate that. But anyway,
But I do like DeAndre a lot.
I like him a lot. I think the Bears spread, though, against the Saints is a good one to throw in that parlay.
Yep.
Very good one.
On OP.
All right, let's look at some other ones. Panthers over the Jets. That could be one. I'm
it
just
might be a Fields get back
throwing
game,
some
though.
stuff out there. That is true. Eagles are only 1.5 point favorites over the Vikings. Might take that. I think I like that. I think this could be a big bounce back game for them. But again, it's in Minnesota. Broncos over the Giants. Broncos are 7.5 point favorites at home. I would take that money.
I
line
like
for sure.
Broncos here.
I like the Broncos money line on there.
I don't think Jackson Dart can walk into that environment in Denver.
Yeah,
and walk out
with
with
one
the
of the
win.
best defenses in the league as well.
Now, another one that we talked about already, but Falcons beating the Bills last week.
Uh-huh.
And now they're only 1.5 point dogs on the 49ers. Michael Penix looked like he was ice cold.
Michael Penix looks like he knew what he was doing. He's gripping at his
Yeah.
elbow a lot at the end of last game, though. I'm not sure if he's 100%
Are we going to take
healthy.
that into effect?
That might be a little bit.
Is that why Niners are favored?
They're in San Francisco. Maybe Kirko comes in and pulls it out.
Let's
I
take
like-
that inside information.
One thing I like is
Take the Niners.
I was going to say I like the over here. 47.5. Drake London.
But with a
looked-
bum elbow.
Well, Drake London looked really good. Bijan, he cashed
Yeah.
out for you a lot on Monday night.
Big
I know you
time.
had a lot of
It was a
lot
Bijan
of player
game.
props on him. I think he could still be balling.
Bijan breakout.
And Mac Jones looks good in this offense. Kendrick Bourne over 142 yards in back-to-back weeks for the Niners. How about that stat?
He might be him.
Back-to-back 142 yards on the nose. That's pretty crazy. Christian McCaffrey's looking good on that offense. I kind of like that over at 47.5. I think that might be the
All right.
final leg in there.
All right.
So I'm going Patriots money line, Bears spread.
Yep. -5.5.
What else did I have in there?
Broncos.
Money line and the over on the Niners and Falcons game.
Over 46.5 on FanDuel. So that's 10 to pay 48 big ones.
I
I'm
like
going to
that.
lock that in as well. So
I'm
we got
liking that a lot.
the Lucas parlay and the Dom parlay.
See who
but
you want
I
to
back
ride with.
I back both of these. I think they're both chicken, as the kids would say. And neither of
Barbecue
them
chicken?
really overlap. So I think if you make an 8-leg parlay, then you're basically a rich man.
You're basically making yourself a millionaire.
Basically a lottery ticket.
Again, this
Yeah.
is not financial advice or whatever the hell we have to say.
Yeah, if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Yeah, or whatever the number is in New York. There's
Gambling.
like a different one.
Gambling
is an addiction, and
is a gamble.
I don't put anything more than like $5 on a single bet because I don't believe myself.
I saw
enough.
something interesting on Twitter earlier today, and it was about like we're basically just throwing away any chance of getting a gambling sponsor, but whatever. I don't know if I want that anyway
Yeah,
for moral reasons, but gambling addiction is so much worse than like drugs or alcohol addiction, because when you're in alcohol addiction, like you're destroying your body. Gambling, there's always a chance like you could turn your life around in instant. Like there's always
that chance.
there's always like hope with gambling. I don't think I've ever been like really addicted, but it is it is addicting
It can
for
get
sure.
it can get its hooks in you.
For no
And,
doubt.
So be careful.
Yeah.
No matter what you're doing.
Yeah, my advice is probably don't gamble.
You know what else about gambling addiction? It's hard to see because, if you're an alcoholic and someone's drunk all the time, everyone's like, God,
Smell
that
it.
guy's
He looks
fucking-
rough.
That guy's
Yeah.
a sloppy drunk.
Yeah.
He's here all the time, like whatever. Same thing with any drug, pretty much. Like there's a lot of signs.
Yeah.
And there's signs with gambling too, but you don't know what's going on someone's phone.
I mean, there's levels of like any addiction, but gambling, like there's people who put every possible dollar into hitting a parlay, and then there's other people who just like, are addicted, but they know how to manage it, which is still an
they're
addiction.
Functioning
good.
gambling addicts, like functioning alcoholics.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's you.
No, not really. I mean, during NFL season, kind of. But once NFL's over, most of the time I can get myself off.
Yeah, be careful if you start getting into something that you don't even know, that you've never actually seen.
Yeah, if you're betting on ping pong, that's when you call the number.
Or you're betting on like European basketball or some shit like that.
That's the thing with me. I don't like overspend, but like if I win money, I have a very hard time withdrawing that money.
Yeah.
Like, well, let's try to run this up.
It's a battle.
It is
a battle.
It is.
That's my big thing.
You get
like,
greedy.
I'll win a little bit, and I'm like, let's go. And then I'm like, I got to do this. And then I'll also, the thing that's dangerous in PA is that you can play blackjack on like DraftKings and stuff.
Very dangerous.
I'll be like, I'll play $5 with blackjack, and then before I know it, it's 15, and like that's as high as I'll go, like whatever.
Yeah.
But then my account's gone. You know what I mean? And I'm like, And again, I don't ever have more than $20 in my account at a time. But
back like 4 years ago, when I first like got on these apps, like the DraftKings, like the blackjack and things, didn't have much money to work with at that time. So I'd put in a little bit of money, and I'd play $1 blackjack hands, and I'd keep playing $1 until I'd lose like 5 hands in a row.
Yep.
Like, well, now you start betting like $5, $10, and I kept doing this and kind of like scaling it up to a point where I had over $1,000 in my DraftKings account.
Whoa!
Just by doing this like $1, and then doing like a $20 bet just on blackjack. Eventually, though, I think DraftKings caught on, and that doesn't work anymore. So don't try it. But the moral of the story is I ran all that money up, and then I got greedy, and I lost it. So don't gamble, don't get addicted, and don't play blackjack on your phone.
Yeah, I really have to stay away from, like, I wanna do a study on it, because there's so many times where like the dealer gets blackjack, and I know they have like, I think they have a higher chance of getting it right, or something
it's
like
slightly,
that, like technically.
It's
but like
51%.
I wanna do the numbers and be like, there's no way that I played 20 hands of blackjack, like just statistically, if this is actually a real like deck or whatever, like there's no way that the dealer got 21 12 times.
Yeah,
like out
it's
of
just
20.
statistically impossible.
Like I want to, I need to see the backing or like the truth of like, no, this, like, how are they keeping it to where it's actually
legal,
or are they doing that at all? Like, is there any way that the game's actually fair?
Well, I don't think they, like with the app blackjack, I don't think they have to abide by the same rules as like a card game. Because I think basically when you're playing it on a phone, you're playing like a casino or like a slot. I mean, you're basically, it's a game of chance.
Oh, that's so stupid.
I think I might
didn't
be
know
wrong.
that.
I could be very wrong.
I don't know.
I'll have to ask ChatGPT.
Ask ChatGPT. Bring Slate up. See if there's any.
Bring him in.
Is there any type of like gambling? What the gambling authority or whatever that's actually.
Or is there any
tabs?
Is there any difference in like odds between table blackjack and app blackjack?
Yeah, sure. That's a good way to ask it. I am curious because, like I said, there's just too many times where they're getting 21. And I'm like, oh, I got a 20. I'm feeling good on this hand. Then they get 21. Like, I feel like it happens every single time, and it's just not. There's no way. There's no way that it's possible for that to happen. What are we getting here?
See, yes, there is a big difference between table live dealer blackjack odds in a physical casino and FanDuel in-app blackjack, which is usually just a digital random number generator game.
Okay, go on.
So casinos, they typically use 6
So
or
you
8
shouldn't. So you don't
decks.
play by the book as much. Go on.
Well, I mean, I think you still do. It's just like it's just random numbers. It's not a deck. So
Okay.
casinos, it's 6 to 8 decks. So there's only so many outcomes. FanDuel random number generator blackjack, there's infinite decks. You can't count cards. It increases the house advantage.
So it's all
FanDuel-
bullshit.
Yeah, I mean it's more like for counting cards.
Yeah,
and
I gotta
stuff.
stop. Now again, not that I've
the
lost
biggest
a
thing
ton
with
on
the
it, but-
apps though, and why it's so much more addictive, is in casinos you're playing 50 to 70 hands an hour. On the apps you can play 200 to 400 hands an hour.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It's like that, baby.
So the speed compounds losses faster, way faster online.
I will say, you got to be careful, obviously, again, with gambling at all. But if you go to the casino and you get a good table where people are having a good time, and the dealer's a good time, and everyone's maybe
Yeah.
winning a little bit.
It's fun.
I don't know if there's a better feeling in the world.
So everything about
No, I shouldn't say that.
everything about like the FanDuel or DraftKings blackjack is way worse than table blackjacks. Like blackjack payouts at a casino 3-2 on the app, it's 6-5. The decks, like you said, like I said, the app it's infinitely. There's infinite decks. What I'm trying to say, can't count the cards. Basically, you're getting the FanDuel's getting an extra like 1.5%.
This is
edge.
horseshit.
Yeah.
I hate it. I need to stop.
So basically,
and
what
again,
we're saying
not
is
that I'm
go to the
addicted at
casino,
all, but yeah,
take out cash, go to the casino.
play with the cards. See the cards.
No.
Actually, I went to when I was in Arizona for a bachelor party, and I went and was at a table while we went to the casino for whatever reason at like 10 o'clock while we were waiting for our 5 o'clock flight, and we were
Yeah.
kind of just messing around. Like I had $30. I was like, I'll go play a table. I lost it in like 5 hands. And I stood up and I looked at the dealer and I was like, "You are a thief, sir." And I walked away. And I don't think he liked that very much.
Probably
He wasn't
not.
a huge fan of me saying that to him at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Casinos are rough during the day
It is.
when the sun's out.
They are rough. It's a sad place to be. It's a sad place to
It
see
is.
during the day. It's a rough spot, especially after it was on the Sunday the day before. We had done some like sports betting. I did a 7-leg parlay with $5, won $105. I was feeling
Nice.
really good. Had a couple other live bets that hit. I was feeling nice. I
Let's
think
go.
I was up like 120, 130 on the day. Again, not betting a lot, just like a little bit. And I went to the casino, started playing blackjack. I lost all of that in like 20 minutes. I was like, this is so stupid. Why did I do this?
I hate gambling.
Yeah, I hate gambling. Anytime that you're up, you're feeling good, and you're like, let's make it more.
Yeah.
And I think that's the tough part is deciding where your limit is. So keep that in mind, anyone out there putting money on anything. Know your limits. All the stuff that Kurt Warner says in that stupid gambling commercial. You ever seen that one?
There's so many of them.
Yeah.
I've tuned them out at
Yeah?
this point.
Because
Basically.
you just love gambling so much they cannot turn you off of it no matter what Kurt Warner says.
Oh, I mean, like I just see like so many different sports books. It's like you're not going to convince me to join MGM.
Oh, yeah, no, those ones. There's one of Kurt Warner that's not for a sports
it's
book. Who's
anti-
literally just like, yeah, be smart.
Who paid for that one? The
Probably
NFL?
Kurt himself.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I do think gambling isn't good for sports in general.
Or for the society.
Well, definitely. Oh, speaking of that, and I made this tweet off my burner, but I saw
Hiding behind your burner.
I saw an ad on the public transportation system in Pittsburgh called the T. And on this ad, there was a DraftKings promo code. Use promo code TRANSPORT for like $200 in bonus bets.
Wow.
Why are there gambling ads on public transportation?
That's how they get you.
But it's like use code TRANSPORT. Like how low have we come in society?
Did you use it?
No, I already have a DraftKings account.
Oh, so what? It was only when you signed
Yeah,
up
only
or
for
something?
new users.
Yeesh.
Like, could you imagine you're riding the subway? You're like, yeah, that's gonna get me to. I'm gonna use code TRANSPORT.
I'm sure they probably do get some people.
Unbelievable.
They have to. I hope that we get you guys entertained right here on Behind Enemy Lines. Stick with us through the last break for our final segment right here on WSRR Radio.
If LimeWire taught us anything, your digital music is free and open to piracy, and even manipulation when it comes to digital distribution. So why settle for a bunch of ones and zeros floating around on the internet? Make your release something special with Hellbender Vinyl. Hellbender is one of America's most trusted custom vinyl record pressing plants and works with local artists to get their next release pressed exactly to their liking. So check out Pittsburgh's first and only custom vinyl pressing plant today by visiting hellbendervinyl.com to get started. And don't forget, all customers at Hellbender Vinyl get 5 free test presses at no additional charge. Hellbent on quality, hellbent on service, hellbendervinyl.com.
Welcome to the final segment of Behind Enemy Lines right here on WSRR Radio, brought to you, as always, by Clearview Windows, serving Northern Ohio For over 30 years, Clearview Windows is more than just words on a sign. Google Clearview Windows by J.D. Miller today. They are locally owned, American first, quality business that has been servicing Northern Ohio with over 30 years of experience. Speak directly to J.D. Miller today. Get your older, drafty windows replaced with energy-efficient windows at a fair and reasonable price. Call them at 330-521-0965. Dom, did you know that old and drafty windows can cost between $100 and $600 a year?
Dang, that adds up.
Just draining out that energy bill. So call my boy JD over at Clearview Windows. Again, that number's 330-521-0965 if you're in the Cleveland area and your windows are old, drafty, letting out air, not keeping in the good stuff. You know, got to be keeping in that heat for these winter months. Dom, we are 6 weeks through the NFL season, about a third of the way through, like you had mentioned earlier. And for our last segment, we're going to be talking NFL honors. We have some front runners for NFL MVP thus far, offensive player of the year, some other stats, like some other awards like that, excuse me. We're looking right now at the FanDuel odds for MVP. And
After just trashing them.
After trashing gambling. We're not gambling on these, though.
No.
We're just looking at who the favorite is.
It is
so.
interesting. And I got to say, I do think prediction markets might be more accurate.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe check out the Poly Market next time.
Maybe you should check that out. But for FanDuel, the leader right now, for odds at least, is Patrick Mahomes at plus 200.
And I don't know what's more insane, that Mahomes is the favorite or that there's 22 players above Aaron Rodgers, including Micah
Oh my
Parsons
God,
and
get
multiple
off.
running backs.
Get off.
I mean, unbelievable.
Get off the dude's jock.
Unbelievable. But
Good
yeah, Mahomes
Lord.
being the favorite is a little questionable. I don't know if the numbers really show that he's the MVP. Personally, I think it's Baker Mayfield who's got the third best odds.
Yeah, right now Baker's at plus 350, and I don't think there's any way that anyone else should be above him, to be honest, except maybe Josh Allen.
Yeah.
I mean, Josh Allen's Josh Allen, and he's obviously a stud, but dropped 2 games in a row now. Out 2 primetime games as well. Yeah. And I think that Baker, this will be a big week for Baker. They're playing against the Lions.
Big underdogs.
Ibuka's probably out. I think Mike Evans might be coming back. I think Godwin's still out. They're going through it with the injuries right now, but they pulled off another win last week in a tight one, correct? Am I wrong on that? I'm
That's
pretty
right.
sure. The only team they've lost to is the Eagles, who's still obviously they lost to the Giants, but
It was a game they should have won as well.
yeah, exactly. I think that he's got them. He's playing the best ball of his career, and he's probably the best quarterback in the league through 6
Yeah.
weeks.
I'd agree. I think the biggest thing with these odds is saying that Mahomes will have a really strong back end of the season.
Which is very fair.
Yeah.
Very possible.
And they're thinking Mayfield might fall off a little bit, which also, it's hard to see him keeping it at this level the entire season. If he does, he's 100% the MVP.
Yeah. Yeah. He's playing great right now. He's got everything going too. He's in flow state right now playing. Did you see the
For sure.
scramble on 3rd and 14?
It was awesome. It was sick.
Was badass. Got out of a sack, made a guy miss a little bit, reached at the end there, got up and got hyped. It's it hurts as a Browns fan watching it, but you're happy for him.
Yeah.
There was some texts this week in the Browns fans group message about him, and another friend kind of did bring, some people say the revisionist history on Baker is pretty crazy because 2 of his 4 seasons in Cleveland, he was pretty bad. If you want to realize why the Browns moved on from him, just look up the highlights of Christmas Day against the Packers, and he was awful. He was really, really bad when they were playing against them. I think he had 4 picks. But what's shocking on the FanDuel odds is that the 4th favorited person for MVP is Drake May. And I think Drake May is good. I like Drake May. He looks like he's progressing well, but he's not Tom Brady.
No. We're jumping way too far. He's had 2 really good games in back-to-back weeks, but he's not the 4th most valuable player in the NFL.
No, and I think it's funny that Patriots fans, I heard this on the Son of a Boy Dad podcast, who you kind of put me on to, that they were Patriots fans are fully we did have Tom Brady, and now we have Drake May, and it's as if he's on the same level as that. And yes, he has potential to be really, really good, but
it's not like you're going from Mario Lemieux to Sidney Crosby.
Yeah, pump the brakes a little
come
bit
on
there.
now.
Patriots
A sneaky
fans.
one, real sneaky MVP guy. Don't look now, But Matt Stafford has 12 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, 1,600 yards. He's looking really good right now. He is the 6th, tied for 5th with Jared Goff at plus 1,600 odds. I don't hate that. Another sneaky one, Daniel Jones, if you believe that he can keep it rolling the rest of the season.
Plus 2,500 for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think those are kind of the only guys that it's probably going to happen for. Moving on to offensive player of the year, top right now is Jonathan Taylor at minus 105. Really,
he's been having a good year.
He's been like quietly having a good year. Almost, I feel like the bigger story out of Indianapolis is Daniel Jones rather than focusing on the Jonathan Taylor's back.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're sleeping on Bijan Robinson, who's, I
was gonna say Bijan's second at plus 360, but my pick for it almost is Jackson Smith-Njigba. He's at plus 500. I think he's been awesome. He's been one of the best parts of my fantasy team this year, and I'm loving having him. I remember specifically trading Chris Olave for JSN, I think, and a first. People were really high on Olave in my league, and Jackson Smith-Njigba was looking like a stud, man.
Yeah, he's been looking like a true wide receiver one. Looking at some of the numbers, though, Jonathan Taylor's got 7 touchdowns. Bijan only has 2 rushing touchdowns. JSN, that's a good question.
Because I was going to say, Bijan, you really have to look at his entire all-purpose yards, because he does it through the air, receiving so much.
1 receiving touchdown. So he's got 3 total touchdowns. JSN has 3 total touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor's got 7.
He's got another 338 yards through the air, though, this Bijan. Pretty crazy for a running back.
Jonathan Taylor, I believe he's been pretty solid in the air as well. 147 with another tud, so 8 total touchdowns for Jonathan Taylor.
He's fine in the end zone. That is important.
He's putting up numbers for sure. But really, I do think it's between those top 3 guys: JT,
Puka,
Bijan,
I think
JSN.
Puka's at number 4. He's at plus 700. I think he's a guy to watch out for. He's really balling right now.
He's got to have a lot of touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, you just looked up
2
Puka
touchdowns.
Stats, no last name.
You don't need a last name with him.
I love it, no last name.
Same with
Puka.
Bijan. I just looked up Bijan stats.
Same with Bijan. Same with LeBron and Kobe. Did you see that on the Sleeper app? They changed Puka Nakua's picture to just a picture of LeBron.
Really?
Yeah.
He loves him.
He's the number 1 Bron supporter.
Brownie.
So that's our offensive player of the year odds. Again, Jonathan Taylor, Bijan Robinson, JSN, and Puka Nacua in that order. 5th is Christian McCaffrey, which is interesting. Defensive player of the year, Nick Benito, leading the pack right now at plus 340. I think that this is really the defensive player of the year one is one that's determined in the back half of the year. I don't think that, I think right now the numbers are kind of a crapshoot. Myles Garrett's the 4th right now in odds. But I think, the defensive player of the year conversation doesn't really start until like week 12.
Yeah, but Benito has 8 sacks, which is pretty insane.
Yeah.
Through 6 weeks.
He's looking really good. He's a really, really crucial part of that defense. A lot of people talked about them adding Dre Greenlaw and Troy Hufanga, and they obviously have Patrick Surtain, but Benito is a stud, not someone to be overlooked.
You could argue that defensive player of the year is really tied to the team.
Yeah, 100%.
MVP is as well, but defensive player of the year, you don't see someone winning that and being on a bad team.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe J.J. Watt on like early Texans teams, but I can't really think of like defense player of the year who.
Yeah, usually, in all honesty, defense player of the year is the best player on the best defense, in all honesty.
Yeah.
Now, last year, Surtain won, and I don't know if they were the best defense, but they were pretty darn
They're
good.
up there, definitely top 5.
They were pretty darn
Myles
good.
Garrett, he's won. So
I was going to say, Myles
basically.
Garrett won, but that was the year that they went to the playoffs, right? Or what was that? How many?
2023.
Yeah, they went to the playoffs that year, 2 years ago with Joe Flacco.
Yeah, I mean overall, looking at it, you thinking that they're good teams. Khalil Mack for the 2016 Raiders. I mean, Derek Carr might have been. He wasn't in the league then, was he?
I don't know. Yeah, he was probably in there.
I don't know.
Looking up their jerseys. Jeez.
I was looking up.
Clicking on their Wikipedia page.
I was hoping it would be the 2016 Raiders Wikipedia.
What I want to look at is the Comeback Player of the Year award.
Yeah, it's gotta be. Oh, Dak's a favorite.
Dak's
I was
up there.
thinking Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones is number 4 right now.
Hutchinson
Aiden
is
Hutchinson,
another one.
Christian McCaffrey are up there. Trevor Lawrence, what did he come back from? Just being bad?
Yeah.
I guess he got knocked out last year and was out for a couple games. Did you see that? You know, he was,
Yeah.
he went limp on the field for a little bit.
Darren Waller at plus 2,700. I think he's got touchdowns his last 3 games
He's
since
been
coming out of
balling.
retirement. I think he's got 4 touchdowns.
He has been balling. The last name on this list, Christian Watson, hasn't played a game this year. I don't think he's played a single snap this year.
Rashee Rice at plus 15 or plus 15,000. Ayuk plus 15,000. Both guys who haven't played this year.
Yeah.
Hunter Renfrow somehow the same odds.
Hey, Hunter Renfrow come back. He came back from like pretty much retiring. Same thing with Darren Waller.
I mean, Ricky Pearsall got shot for Pete's sakes, and he's plus 8,000.
Yeah, he did get shot. That was crazy. Year from hell.
Stephon Diggs.
Again, Stephon Diggs.
I don't love that.
What's the
one.
comeback?
I
from?
don't get that.
Just being bad. Honestly,
I think it's got to be
I
Daniel
almost think
Jones.
that Aaron Rodgers should be a comeback player of the year participant.
Yeah.
Or, you know.
I mean, he had a good
nominee.
year. Played a full season.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was going to say.
It'd be coming back from the worst franchise. in
Who won it
football.
last year?
Last
Did Baker win
year-
it? Was Baker last year's
No, it
comeback
couldn't
player
have
of the
been.
year? Some people said that he should have been in that conversation. Let's pull it up. List. Joe Burrow
Burrow.
won it last year.
Burrow's second.
Second. See, this is my issue with him. I was just in the break. I was just talking to Dom. I think I might have to trade Burrow away on my Dynasty Fantasy League. This is the 3rd year.
But he's
Out of-
proven he can come back.
Out of 5, he's played 5 seasons. I think this is his 6th. He's had 3 different seasons where he's missed significant time with injury.
yeah.
And he has proved that he's come back. Obviously, he's got 2 Comeback Player of the Year awards. But is that enough for me to move on from him?
I mean, like I said, he's proven that he can come back. I think something interesting that you can take from these recent comeback player of the year, the last 7 have been quarterbacks. Daniel
Yeah.
Jones, anybody?
Daniel Jones could very much be.
I don't get Dak, really. I know
Yeah,
he
what did he
was
come back
injured.
from?
He was injured.
Yeah, I guess Cooper Rush did play a good amount last year.
It's got to be Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I mean he was cut from the Giants. He was on the practice squad pretty much for the Vikings. Now he's a starter and on one of the best teams in the league this year.
Like the number 1 team in the AFC.
Gotta love it. Let's move to rookies here in our last minute before we cut the show. Jackson Dart right now leading for Offensive Rookie of the Year plus 100. Ibuka at 450. It'll be interesting to see with the injury how much time he misses with that hamstring
Yeah.
injury for Ibuka. But I think that's probably who I would put my money on. Cash and Genty at 3, Warren at 4.
Well,
Tat
Genty's
McMillan.
tied with Ibuka.
That's true at plus 450. Scattaboo at 1,500.
I like the value. I
Yeah.
like the value for sure.
It's
If he
not
can put
bad.
up
I mean, he had
tuds,
3 touchdowns against the
exactly.
Eagles.
He doesn't
He
need
just
to put
keep
up
putting up
crazy
tuds.
numbers on the ground. He just needs to get tuds.
That's exactly right. Abdul Carter leading the defensive side with plus 175. This has been Behind Enemy Lines. Stick with us throughout the year. Let's see how these play out. I think the NFL award for best Cleveland sports talk show from Pittsburgh probably goes to Behind Enemy Lines. Thank you guys for
Easily.
joining us right here on WSRR Radio. We'll see you next week.
Peace.
The preceding program was a sponsored production. The views, claims, and ideas expressed may not represent those of WSRR Radio.